As you're getting into 2026, the year is starting. Do you have a sales strategy, or are you just doing whatever comes into your mind? Who are you targeting? How are we targeting them? How are we following up on the customers? Personally, let me tell you this, my secret. I measure activity. And I leave activity to determine the results. And most importantly, I've noticed that when I make more activity, I will usually make more sales. Lack of supervision from the owners, lack of supervision from the managers. The managers, they are not trained to run sales teams. That's why you notice that most of the people, they come in my team and they say Jerry is a sales trainer. So it's easy to poach sales people from his team. And what I've noticed most of the time, the sales people, they don't perform. Because why? You need to create a system and an environment for sales people to thrive. "11 sales mistakes which African companies make." As you know, I've dealt with a lot of African companies in terms of sales consultants, and I'm bringing you 11 sales mistakes which African companies make. By the way, Happy New Year. It's 1 January 2026 has started, and that's the ideal time to know what I'm going to give you today. So, the first mistake which companies make, when people, because mistakes in sales, I've been called for meetings, I've been called for sales trainings, but let me tell you guys, most of the mistakes in sales, they don't start. I've been called to train salespeople. We think that training is the problem, but most of the times, problem starts when you are recruiting. So when you're recruiting salespeople, the biggest mistake which I've noticed in Africa is people are looking for people they're looking for degreed people. They're looking for people with diplomas in sales and marketing, which is the biggest mistake. And most of those people, let me tell you, I recruited them in my company. I've worked with them. And most of them, they've proved that they can't sell. Because people confuse marketing to sales. And most of the people, especially if you look at countries like Zimbabwe, Zambia, most of the degrees which are there are marketing, not sales. So sales is not marketing. So when you're recruit sales people, and preferably, even those people who have never sold, those people, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, A-levels, O-levels, they can make good salespeople. When you're looking for a salesperson, don't look for qualifications, look for attitude. Attitude is everything in sales. So when you're recruiting a salesperson, look for attitude the most. Then, mistake number two, paying salespeople basic salary. That's a big mistake. Why do I say it's a mistake? When you pay people basic salary, they get relaxed. So they don't have any motivation to work. So my encouragement is when you're working with salespeople, give them a basic, especially in Africa, giving people 100% commission is a problem. If you look at the real estate industry, they usually employ what they call agents, and agents are only given commission 100%. So if they're given commission 100%, most of these people, they tend to be nomads. They move from one place to another. They cannot stay in one place. And most of the people haven't mastered the art of working for commission. Yes, it works for insurance. It works for real estate industry. But the new guys who are coming in, the so-called Rama 2000, they cannot work for commission. Most of them, give them a small basic and you give them commission. Why? Much of their money must be earned through commission, because commission is the holy grail of sales. That's where real sales people, they love commission. I like commission. I like to work to say, if I sell 10,000, I get $50. If I sell 100,000, I get $500. That's what sales is supposed to be. So in your team, make sure that you're giving people commission. Make sure that it's basic plus commission, no 100% commission. If you've got a mature salespeople, people who are willing to go after it, 100% commission is even ideal. Then mistake number 3, allowing salespeople to use personal phones. Wow. I've noticed that in most of the companies I've consulted for, salespeople are allowed to use their personal phones. And personal phones, they've got various disadvantages. When someone is using a personal phone, they're also going to, that's why it's called a personal phone. If it's a girl, John, Peter calls, they'll respond to John first and they'll cut your customer. So if it's a WhatsApp, they'll prefer responding to John before they respond to your customer. So how do you do this? Make sure that you've got a company and a phone, a company phone and a company line. How is it going to help you in your business? It's going to assist you, especially with coming with controlling everything. And also, when a salesperson leave your company, if they've got a company phone, they'll leave the company phone and it's taken by the other salesperson, and there's continuity. But if they were using a personal phone, your customer will start calling these people on their personal phone. So a personal phone, it's a no in sales. When you've got a sales team, buy a phone. They're now cheap, less than $100. You can buy a good phone. You can buy a company line. Don't leave them to use their own personal phones. It's a big disadvantage. So make sure that as you're dealing with your salespeople, make sure that they've got company phones. And another big mistake, the fourth mistake, is most of the companies in Africa, some of them, they are more owner managed. Some, they've got people who are managing salespeople. And I've noticed that most of the people, they don't know how to manage salespeople. So if you're a company owner, you need to train how to even run the salespeople. You need to learn how to measure results in salespeople. You need to learn how to even motivate the salespeople. And you need to learn how to even set standards for the salespeople. So what I'm simply saying is lack of supervision from the owners, lack of supervision from the managers. The managers, they are not trained to run sales teams. So that's why you notice that most of the people, they come in my team, then they say, Jerry is a sales trainer. So it's easy to poach salespeople from his team. And what I've noticed most of the time, the salespeople, they don't perform. Because why? You need to create a system and an environment for salespeople to thrive. So the most important thing is to make sure that you train, you know how to run sales teams. So yes, many people have come to me, they want to be trained in sales. But it's also important for companies to start training, to train the trainer, so that the trainings can be continuous. The trainings are done on everyday basis. It's important. Very, very important. Number 5, operating without clear KPIs. That's criminal. Key performance indicators. What do we measure? What are we going to call success in a salesperson? The mistake is, if we just sell, what I've noticed as African entrepreneurs, we are very good at giving sales targets. Hit 50,000. Yes, it's good for me to hit 50,000. But the question is, what do I need to do for me to get the 50,000? What do I need to do for me to get the 50,000? How many calls am I supposed to make? How many meetings am I supposed to make? Personally, let me tell you this, my secret. I measure activity. And I leave activity to determine the results. And most importantly, I've noticed that when I make more activity, I will usually make more sales. So KPIs are very important. If you don't have them in 2026, course will help you to have clear KPIs for your team. And you need KPIs. You need to measure performance. You need to measure if someone is developing, if someone is new, measure them. Check if they are developing. If they are not, which means you need to cut them off. So it's important. Number 5, we are saying KPIs are important. Number 6, what I've noticed also in sales is there are no consequences for doing wrong things in sales. So what I'm simply saying is, what I've noticed is if a salesperson fails to meet their quota or to hit their target, what are you doing? And because I've noticed that we run these companies emotionally. We don't run these companies logically. And hence it has caused several problems for the companies. Because why? We are focusing more on is he a nice person? Does he smile? Someone can smile. Someone can have an excellent attitude. Someone can be friendly. But the question is, can they give you the results? Can they make the rain? If they can't make the rain, cut them off. So there should be consequence for not meeting targets. There should be consequence for not hitting quotas. It's important for that. Then number 7, what I've noticed, most companies, they don't train sales. They assume that when you are a salesperson, when you went to school and you started sales, or when you're selling in a particular team, hence you're going to sell every day. Training is important. We at our company, we treat training like bathing. We should train every day. I don't know if you say, at least I bath during Christmas, so in New Year I'm not going to bath. You need to bath every day. You need to train sales every day. We need to put an environment where people are role-playing, where people are training, where people are pushing sales. It's important It's everything. Training should be mandatory for every company which is running sales teams. And trainings must be done regularly. Don't wait to do trainings once a year. Yes, I know other companies, they train once a year. But let me tell you, if you want train once a year, you forget. Sales is unlike other professions. You need to keep on training because sales is like playing soccer. Lionel Messi is always training. Ronaldo is always training. Haaland is always training. So as a salesperson, you should be training. And number 8, I've noticed that in most of the African sales people, teams, no reports. They don't report, or they report once a month. So imagine someone has been doing nonsense. I was about to use the BS word, but anyway, someone was doing nonsense from the 1st of January. Then you only get a report on the 31st of January. Let me tell you, my brother, let me tell you, my sister, that's a mistake. If it's possible, please get that report every day. It's important. You need to know what they'll be doing every day. We need to know what they've been doing every day so that you can measure their performance. You can measure what they are doing, because sales is about results. Sales is about reporting. You know, it's not about witch hunting. It's about not knowing the sales results, but it's about also knowing what these guys are doing for them to get results. What is the secret? What are they doing? So it's important for you to also get the reports on regular basis. Weekly, it's okay. It's okayish, but personally, I prefer them daily basis. Then this one is very important. I've put it on number 9, but probably it's one of the most important thing. As you're getting into 2026, the year is starting. Do you have a sales strategy, or are you just doing whatever comes into your mind? Who are you targeting? How are we targeting them? How are we following up on the customers? How are we pushing in the market? How many salespeople do we need? What are they supposed to be doing? Which resources do we need? Do we need more cars? Do we need more resources? Do we need more funds? etc. It's important, very, very crucial for you as you're running the sales teams. It's important to have to have a clear strategy. When I'm talking about strategy, you make choices of where you want, who do you want to sell, how do you want to sell, and who are you targeting. Personally, I'm targeting the whole of Africa. I'm targeting 1.3 billion Africans. I've stopped thinking about 17 million Zimbabweans. I've stopped thinking about 21 million Zambians. I'm now thinking Africa. So that's what I'm saying. For you also, make deliberate choice. Do you want to deal with individuals? Is your product going to be sold to consumers? Which product are we going to be selling? Are you going to be targeting companies? Who are you targeting? That's what you're supposed to be doing. Do you have a clear strategy as you're starting your year 2026? Then on number 10, this is a mistake as well. Confusing activity to productivity. So some people are very good at pulling calls. Some people are very good at going for meetings. But the question is, after going for 10 meetings, what have you brought on the table? We want something which you're going to bring on the table. Results are everything. Results are the holy grail. Whatever you're doing, if you don't close, you lose. So it's important for your sales people to close. Measure results as well. It's important. If it's a KPI, it should be bigger on the results. If you're crafting a KPI, let's say you're measuring sales, you're measuring quotations, you're measuring meetings. Let me tell you, my friend, it's important to focus on the results, productivity, production. We also, yes, as much as throwing the punches is important, but we want also to know the knockdowns. Then last but not least, on the number 11, what I noticed in Africa, most of the companies are not keeping a CRM. So databases are everywhere. Databases are on Excel. Databases are not in CRM. And what is going to happen is, imagine if you've done business for 10 years, you are supposed to have clients for 10 years. And also, if you don't have a CRM, it's very difficult for your salespeople to excel because they don't have a CRM. They don't have a database to maintain. And also, it's very difficult for you to market without a CRM. So CRM, what is it? It's called a customer relationship management software. It's important. So these are the 11 mistakes which most of the sales teams are making in Africa, which most of the companies are making in Africa. And my encouragement is, you're getting into 2026. It's important here on the Vendors Corner, where we bring you sales and entrepreneurship tips as you're selling into 2026. Let us sell through in 2026. Make results, hit our targets, hit our quotas. Let me tell you, it's never going to be simple. It's never going to be simple. What happens is we underestimate the effort which is supposed to be put for us to get results. It's never going to be simple. It's going to be tough for you to get that target. If you want to hit 6 million, if you want to hit 10 million, if you want to hit that $10,000, the biggest mistake is companies, they underestimate the effort which is needed for them to get to the results which they've put. So it's going to be, you need to put more effort, early mornings, late evenings, working during lunch, working during weekends, working during holidays. That's what is going to make you hit your quotas as you're getting into 2026. So until next time, please remember to always subscribe. And it's important for us. It's crucial for us. Thank you so much. May God bless you into 2026. Have a prosperous 2026. Thank you so much. From yours truly, More Nyazungu, the Chartered Vendor out.